the call and screen share. Okay. Well, Paige, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome to the Team Nourish team call. It is the 4th of March, and we are here for it. Tonight's team call is all on expanding your network, and we actually have, I feel like, a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So, let's get right down to it. So first things first, let's get in some recognition. Congratulations to our weekly top 5. If you guys are new to the call or watching the replay, know that our weekly top 5 is made up of people who are hitting Success Club points. They're enrolling coaches. They have their personal volume is high, whether that be from their own orders or from other people ordering through them. And so congratulations to Lynn and Tom Melling. That's amazing. Congrats, guys. Amanda Harold, congrats at number 2. Uh-oh, am I glitchy? Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Glitchy. I felt like I was glitchy. Am I back? No, maybe yes. Okay. I'll just keep going because I don't know if it's me or what the deal is, but feel like it's like glitching out. So congratulations to Carrie at the number 3 spot, my second CBC at the number 4 spot, and Emma Shaw at number 5. Go ahead and recap February Success Club earners. You guys, I think this is the most people we've had in Success Club in a really long time. So congrats to those of you who helped 3 or more people last month. Myself hit SC10, which is helping 5 people. Kendall Phones at SC8. Carrie Summers at SC6. Megan Broski, who's on the call, at SC6. Congrats, girl. Michelle King at SC6. Emma Shaw at SC6. And Amanda Harold at SC6. So congratulations, you guys. I'm super proud of you. And more than that, I'm just grateful for the people that you are helping in the lives that you're changing. We were talking on a call this morning. I know, I see your little celebrate, Megan. Talking on a call this morning with Amanda about how it's really easy to get fixated on numbers and to let that distract you from the real goal. But you can't really take numbers out of the equation completely because the numbers are just feedback and outward expression of what's happening in your own personal journey and how you're treating your business. So congrats to those of you who hit SC5 last month. And I think, yeah, everybody on that was in a team cup. So that means you got the tier 1 prize. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. And if you are on my PS team or were on my team cup, and I know Carrie was doing the same thing, you also get a cool little cup that is in the mail on its way to you now. So on the board this past month in February, Matt Porter at SC2, Amanda Collison at SC2, Amy Myers at SC2, Renee Ender at SC2, Leanna Morris at SC2, Jamie Runner at SC2, Layla Bryant at SC2, and Maura Chester at SC2. So congratulations, you guys. I'm really proud of you for getting out of your comfort zone and helping one person last month. We already have, even though it's only the 4th, we already have some people on the board for March. So congratulations to Emma Shaw, who is just absolutely crushing it at SC4 already, and Allie Lamb at SC2 already. Congratulations, you guys. Quick little social media shout out. So this is a part of our recognition from now on as well. I know you guys have been seeing this, but this is probably one of my favorite forms of recognition because it's one of those things where I started capturing all throughout the week the stuff that I see come across my screen that really shows me that you are engaged in your business and you are putting it out there. So the first one that I wanted to recognize was Michelle Chapman. I loved her post a couple of days ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. She restarted Morning Meltdown. She had some really big family issues going on and really just kind of I hate using fell off the wagon because I just despise that saying because there is no wagon to fall off of. But she really put herself on the back burner. She let everything in life take over, and she decided to reclaim that and start sharing her journey every single day. She made that commitment, and she is one of my best friends from high school and beyond that. And I love how creative she is. And this is how she's keeping track of her Morning Meltdown journey. The calendar isn't enough. She's got to make it cute. So of course she does. So I love that she put that out there. I love that she's sharing about self-care and that it's, it's different for everybody. Leanna is at, in number 2 in the middle there. Leanna was sharing her personal journey with I almost said morning meltdown, 9-week control freak. If you guys are following Leanna online, you know that she is absolutely crushing morning, or why do I keep saying morning meltdown? That's the worst. 9-week control freak. She's doing amazing. I love that it wasn't just a post that said, here's my before, here's my after, the end. She talks about the mindset, and she talks about just encouraging others. And I think that that's really important, that people see that and they see the results. So she is being proof the product works for sure. And then the other person that I had to shout out was my girl, Jamie Runner. You guys putting up, I think this is her first reel. If it's not her first reel, it's the first one I've ever seen from her. It is the cutest reel freaking ever. If you follow her, or if you don't follow her, go follow her on Instagram, jrunner8. She is down, I think, 69 pounds at the last time she sent me a message about her weight. Just totally changed her entire life. Her and her family are out being active and doing all of this amazing stuff. But I think more than anything, what I'm most excited about for Jamie is that she has discovered that she doesn't have to be on a diet to lose weight. And I think that resonates so big with me, because that was my whole like struggle growing up. And so I loved this reel. Go watch it, go love on it. It just totally, it made me giggle and laugh, and I just loved it. So congrats, Jamie. And I think, what's your first reel? Okay, a couple of announcements. There's one announcement, and then there's one I didn't get a chance to put up, but and I meant to, and then I was like, oh, we'll just talk about it. So if you were a part of the February Team Cup, which I know everybody on tonight's call is, but if you're watching the replay, I hope that you were a part of a Team Cup, because part of what you get the opportunity to do this month is they're doing a second chance. I've never personally seen them do a second chance on anything, so I think that this is super cool. So if you missed the tier 1, so meaning you did not help 3 people last month, and you were in Team Cup. If you missed tier 1 or tier 2, so like my team missed tier 2, because remember, tier 2 prize, and that's the sweatshirt here. Tier 2's prize was if everybody on your team hit Success Club. And then the massage stick was if you personally hit Success Club. So if you missed either one of those tiers, you get a second chance this month, which I'm really, really excited about. And just to note, Success Club points from February do not carry over into March. All points must be earned in March, but this is one of the things that I didn't get to put on the announcements. We do have a retention point bonus going on right now with Success Club points. If you haven't been around very long, you may not have ever seen the retention point bonus. So number one is don't ever count on retention point bonuses, but how exciting that they are being so generous and giving us Success Club points for retention. And if you don't know what retention means, that means that if somebody ordered Shakeology in February, when their order of 90 or more comes through in March, and I think it has to hit 150 collectively, you get one bonus Success Club point. So it just gives you a little bit of an extra bump in a month that, you know, sometimes can be a little harder than others, but I love that they are giving you a second chance in this. Very, very stoked about that. And then the other announcement that I did not get a chance to make a slide for, everybody should have gotten an email from Beachbody Corporate today, but also in my email. If you're not getting my email, please let me know. I send out an email every single Thursday to only coaches, and it has a lot of the just announcements and recognition and stuff like that. But the preferred customer is coming up in the middle of May, and they are starting to do training on it. If you are unaware of what the preferred customer program is, Beachbody has seen a need, and we all like collectively shouted amen when they announced this in January, that there be a different designation for people who are just discount coaches that literally enroll. They want nothing else other than the discount. And so, you know, you go and you sign them up, and they're like, why do I have to, uh-oh, is my internet unstable again? I'm sorry, you guys, I don't know what's going on with the internet today. But there are people that don't want to give their social security number. There are people that don't want to be a part of the coach opportunity whatsoever. They literally only want 25% discount. And so Beachbody saw the need for that, and I'm so grateful that they did. And so come mid-May, there's going to be a designation called preferred customer. Beachbody is going to be doing a lot of training on that. In April, will be doing an entire team-wide training on that, so that we can make sure that we really understand that new program and that we're able to share that confidently and effectively with people that we talk to. Because what I don't like is when new things come out and we all stumble and bumble all over our words and we lose confidence and then we don't know how to talk to people. So I definitely want you guys to be aware of that. So just check your emails and be plugged into Beachbody's team training page called Beachbody 411. They will be having trainings on that one as well. Okay, so another thing that we've been doing lately that I wanted to share with you guys is our social media tip of the week. So every single week, I'm going to be giving you guys a social media tip. And today's tip comes from Brock Johnson. He is the one who's doing the Insta Club Hub, but he posted this the other day on his personal Instagram. And I thought it bared sharing because you guys know, and I will say, and just vulnerably and whatever, like authentically, this is my least favorite part of everything that we do. My favorite part, you guys, is coaching people in our boot camps, is talking to people one-on-one about their nutrition, is seeing people get results. But the reality of owning a business is you cannot, and you're going to hear this a lot tonight with the talk of expanding your network. You cannot continue to have new customers if you aren't expanding your network, if you aren't playing the game on social media, if you are not marketing yourself and your services in any way, shape, or form. And so I really do want you guys to don't get bogged down by all of the social media stuff, but just do be aware that things change at a rapid pace online. And it is your responsibility as a business owner to do something about it. You don't have to take every single tool and implement it immediately, but that's kind of why I'm doing one tip every single week, because it's something you can implement immediately, something small that can change things up. So Instagram is recommending Instagram corporate, not just like random people on Instagram, but Instagram corporate, to play the game of their algorithm, is recommending that you are doing 3 in-feed posts a week. So that means whether that's a hard static post or whatever. And this can include reels and IGTV posts. 8 to 10 stories a week, at least 2 stories a day, which I feel like is really, really low. 4 to 7 reels a week, which again doesn't really go with what they said about the 3 in-feed posts, but 4 to 7 reels a week. And then 1 to 3 IGTVs a week. And this also includes Instagram Live. So basically what all of that means is Instagram is really wanting to push forward into a video platform. They want videos to be what is predominantly seen and viewed and shared and all the thing on Instagram. I mean, it's pretty much a response to TikTok, right? But that is the reality of what's going on over on Instagram. And so I would encourage you guys to start working on doing some reels. One of the things that, and I'm not going to do a full reels training tonight. At some point, we'll have either Paige is really good at reels. There's a couple of people on our team that are really, really good at reels. But maybe at some point y'all can do just a training on them. But one of the things that really helps me is, and this is not, let me be very, very clear. This is not an income producing activity. Like highlight that, put it in bold, make it loud, whatever. Searching reels to reproduce is not an income producing activity. This is an activity that you do after your income producing activities. But a really good way to do that is to search reels, just to go through and swipe through reels and to save the ones that you may want to recreate or really resonate with you as a whole. You can also save the audio for them. I will tell you, I have found saving the audio is not as helpful for me as saving a reel that uses the audio, because by the time I go to use the reel, I've forgotten what I wanted to do with the audio. So I like to save the reel that inspired my thought, and then you can go ahead and use the audio from it. So hopefully that is helpful to you guys, because reels are a really, really big deal. IGTV is a really big deal right now. Videos as a whole are what Instagram wants. That's what they're showing people, and that's what their audience is really wanting. Hey, Jamie, I'm glad you hopped on. I'll quickly hop back to just so you can see. Uh-oh. people get kicked off? Okay, maybe my internet's being really crazy. Jamie, I just wanted to shout you out for the social media, one of the social media posts this week. Your reel was awesome, and I'm really glad to see you getting out of your comfort zone, doing something different. You were spot on. The lip syncing was perfect. Like everything was perfect with it. So congrats, girl. Just wanted to shout you out for that. Okay. So last thing, well, before we move on, does anybody have any questions? You can just pop them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself about this social media tip, about what I'm talking about with reels and stuff like that. Does this make sense to you guys? Hopefully it does. Okay. Well, we will move on then. So tonight's content is all about growing your network. So if you, and I feel like this is one of the more uncomfortable things. So like the top two most uncomfortable things for people are typically inviting people and expanding their network. And then as a close third is probably social media posts as a whole. But I feel like we talk about social media and marketing and all of that so much. And we talk about inviting like all the freaking time, because in my opinion, nobody is inviting enough. If you're not a top 200 coach, you're not inviting enough, in my opinion. So I'm not inviting enough, you know. There's people out there that desperately need our help. And so one of the things on our business activity tracker is expanding your network. That should be something that you are taking the time to do every single day. It's really, really important that you continue to do this, because what I see a lot of times happen is that people burn through their list in the first probably 3 to 4 months. And then they're like, oh crap, I've talked to everybody, which most likely you haven't, but you feel like you've talked to everybody that you have a connection with. You feel like it's the same people liking and commenting on your stuff all the time. And most of the time, that's because it is. It's because you're not taking the time to expand your network every single day. I have to tell you, in the 7 years I've been doing this, this is something that I have been more consistent with than other things, because in the beginning, it was very uncomfortable for me. And then now it's like the easiest thing in the world for me. It was not in the beginning, but it just takes diligence and just continuing to go on and do it every day. It should not take that long. I know the business activity tracker sets aside 20 minutes for this. It literally should take you 5 minutes, you guys. I will say I don't do both Facebook and Instagram every day. Usually I trade off. I do Facebook one day, Instagram the next. Facebook one day, Instagram the next. Sometimes I do Instagram more. Sometimes I do Facebook more. I don't really make sure to split them equally, but and right now I probably am growing my Instagram more, but a lot of times I'll get discouraged with Instagram and I head back over to Facebook and I start expanding my network there. And then I'll get discouraged on Facebook and I'll head back over to Instagram and I'll, do my networking there. But I wanted to give you guys some ideas of how to expand your network, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. So I split it up, Facebook and Instagram. You can also do this on LinkedIn. You can also do this on TikTok or on Snapchat or whatever. I don't know. Like whatever platform you choose to build your business on, you can do this in. But Facebook and Instagram typically are the more popular platforms to build a business. And so that's why I concentrated my efforts here. And it's what I know the best. So a couple of things. If you have gone onto the team website and you've done the team trainings, then one of the things that you've been exposed to is the memory jogger list. I don't know that they talk about it a whole lot on Beachbody Corporate anymore, but we do have something called a memory jogger list. And it's literally just a list of people where you're like, who is my hairdresser? Who have all of my hairdressers been? And you just kind of jog your memory. Like, who are my kids' Taekwondo teachers? Who, like you just start jogging your memory of all these people that you've forgotten. And so you start making connections with them. And I think people, how do I want to explain this? I think people get twisted up because they're like, well, I don't want to be friends with those people. Like I hear that a lot. It's like, I don't want to reach out to my high school people. I don't want to be friends with those people. I don't want to have connection with those people. We can talk about a little bit of that, but then also it's like, okay, I feel spammy when I do this. I would not normally friend request this person that I don't know. So I feel spammy in doing it. Here's what I have to say to both those things. Number one, you own a business, correct? Yes. So that means you have to expand your network. If you need to do some mindset work, if you need to work with a mindset coach, if you need to read a personal development book, if you need to talk to me about mindset coaching through this, I will happily call you on your BS, because all of that is trapped inside of you. It is not anybody else's anything. It is all in your own heart and mind in human connection. We were created for human connection. I understand that maybe you did not like the people you went to high school with. I'm not forcing you and saying you have to invite everybody you went to high school with. Of course not. I'm giving you suggestions and ideas. But let me call you forward a little bit in love, I guess. If you look at all these things and you're like, I don't want to be friends with the people from school. I don't want to be friends for my kids' activities. I don't want to be friends with my people from church. I don't want to be friends with people that shop at the boutique with me. I don't want to be friends with people from college or people from work. It's you, friend. It's not them. So like, do some work, get a counselor, talk to some people, do some things, because if it's always everybody else, it's most likely you. Just know that. I'm sorry, I love you, but it's the truth. Also, know that you don't have to be best friends with these people. Just because you friend request somebody on Facebook does not mean you want to invite them to your bridal shower, okay? Like, and I think that that's where people get tripped up, is they think that they put all this weight on a friend request. Like, oh my God, what is she going to think when I friend request her? Like, I haven't seen her in 30 years and da 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 da. Like, whatever, who cares? It's literally social media. The platform was built for social connection. It does not have to be your vacation buddy. It can just be a casual acquaintance. And so getting over some of those mindset humps, I think, is really important. So some of the people you can start friend requesting, this is the way that I've built my expansive social media network, is through my kids' school. I go on to Trinity Lutheran's Instagram page and Facebook page. I see who likes it and I friend request them. I don't think about it. I don't get twisted up about it. I don't like wonder what they're thinking. Who is this guy? No, just hit the friend request button. Whether they accept it or not is on them. It's your responsibility to just submit the friend request, right? Same for your kids' activities. I'm telling you right now, I think I am friends with every single person that goes to my kids' what is that thing we do on Monday and Wednesday nights? Now I keep wanting to say jujitsu. Thank you. I can see your mouth moving. I'm like, is it taekwondo? What do we do? Jujitsu. Every single one of them. And I don't care. I mean, they come up and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, we're friends on Instagram. I'm like, amazing. I'm Danielle. And I introduce myself. I don't care. We don't have to be best friends to be online acquaintances. Church, same thing. Everybody I meet from my church, I'm like, friend, 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 does not matter. I'm not friending them for the sole purpose of selling them something. I'm friend requesting them for the sole purpose of building my network. That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get them to buy anything. None of this is sales. This is all expanding your network. And let me tell you, whether you build a Beachbody business or whether you don't, having an expansive network will always benefit your life and the lives of other people, whether you have a product to sell or not. Social connection is incredibly important, because you never know when you are going to end up somewhere needing something. And the fact that I can go on and say, hey, my family's planning a trip to BFE, Idaho. Does anybody have any recommendations? And I can have 5 people give me recommendations, is a good thing. So just build your network for the sake of building your network. Places you frequent, if you like certain stores, boutiques, stuff like that, go to their thing and see who's liking their stuff and commenting, and send if they look like your people. And that's the other thing that I want to share with you guys is not everybody looks like your people. I don't friend request dads from my kids' school. I don't friend request the men that do jujitsu at our gym. I don't friend request a bunch of men's just because I buy my husband Dockers pants doesn't mean I friend request every man who likes Dockers pants. I know who I'm wanting to expand my network with, right? So be smart about what you're doing. If they don't look like your people, if they're not in the United States, Canada, or, whatever, one of the outlying places that we have, France or whatever, don't friend request them. Don't friend request a bunch of people in India, okay? Like they can't do anything for you. So being smart about it is important. Friend request people who are from your life connections, high school, college, your old places of work. That's always a good place to start. And then the other thing, and this is what I'm going to share with you guys here in just a minute. I think I'm actually going to stop this and go to my Facebook. So one of the cool things with Facebook is that they have the search feature. So Facebook wants their search feature to be, I don't know, the equivalent of Google, but they want it to be able to be SEO kind of like Google, meaning I can search anything and something will pop up versus what it used to be where it's like I'm searching a name, I'm searching a specific topic, that kind of thing. So one of the things I like to do is hike. So I'm going to type in women who hike in the search and it's going to pull up, look, there's a women who hike page. There is, I don't know, that's an ad. There should be groups about women who hike, all kinds of things about women who hike. Here, you can go over here, groups, there we go. And you can filter it by group. And so you can join groups. You can look at other businesses. This is part of, look, hiking with Keiki, hiking Hawaii, women who hike North Carolina, women who hike Colorado, hiking tips and tricks for beginners. Amazing places to network. So we're going to go, let's see, I'm just going to do this. Look, women over 40 who hike and backpack. Like this has 2,000 members in it, So there we go. Hawaii hiking. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this because it's a private group. Shoot. All these are private groups. Anyways, if it's a public group, public. Well, just kidding. Sorry, my internet is being incredibly, incredibly slow. But look, you can also filter it by public group. So if I wanted a public group, I can go to that when it decides to catch up with its life here. But I can add myself to the group. And what I wanted to show you guys was how I use groups to network. So let's see. We'll just do hiking Hawaii, whatever. Okay, I'm going to join the group. And really, I guess you don't even need to join the group, but I'm going to join the group because I like Hawaii. I like hiking whenever it wants to catch up to me. I'd say I'm an intermediate. Do you live in Hawaii? Hawaii. Yes, I do agree to your rules. End of story. Now I'm in the group. So one of the things that you can do here is what I like to do. And again, I am not in this to like strip mine their group. I'm in here to add value by answering questions on people's stuff, by complimenting, by being a member of this community. That's what I'm doing. So then typically what happens when you do this for more than like a day, you start building intergroup, I wouldn't call them friendships because I think that word is loaded, but relationships with people. And then I send them a friend request. And again, they don't have to. Oh, hold on. Is there chat stuff? Oh, okay. Thank you. Uh-oh. All right. I'm sorry, Jamie, that your internet's, it could be mine too, because I feel like mine keeps going in and out. So I apologize if it's hard to follow because of that. But so basically you can go through, you make connections, you friend request out of here. And then what I wanted to show you guys was something that you can do once you have new friends. There's a filter in here. So you go to friends, and then you go to recently added, And then these are the people that I've added in the last couple of days on here. I've mostly been focusing on Instagram since that's what I'm paying Brock Johnson to help me do. I'll come back to this in a second though. So let's go back to this. Okay. So joining groups, literally make a list of things that are interesting to you, whether that's hiking or paddleboarding or kids, or I know Cece was talking about one of the things that was really helpful for her was she's going through a lot of issues with her kids, school refusal. And there are thousands of groups for parents whose kids are refusing to go to school. She's making all kinds of connections that don't have anything to do with Beachbody, but she has a personal connection to what's going on with those people. So she's able to naturally build or organically build her network through that. Okay. So a couple of things about Instagram. So again, very similar advice here. Follow people who are from your place connections. So again, school, kids, activities, church, places you frequent. Feel like places you frequent are even easier on Instagram because of geotagging. People who are from your life connections, you can hashtag search different things or place search different things there. And then hashtag searching. So that's something that I wanted to teach you guys a little bit about tonight. And hopefully, like I said, this will, the internet will hold out. Again, I'm sorry if it's very glitchy, you guys. Hawaii, right? So again, Facebook and Instagram, very similar in the fact that they want their search bar to be able to be used for all kinds of things, not just random, like hashtag, I don't know, iPhone or something. But you should be able to search things like women who hike. So if I put women who hike in there and it decides to, one of the ways you can build your network is by going to other public profiles. So this, we're just going to follow them in general because I think this is cool. But they have followers, but I don't like to follow people from followers because not all followers are engaged. So what I typically like to do is go to their post and see who is commenting and stuff like that, because that is going to show you who is an engaged member online. So again, lots of people have Instagram, not everybody uses it. So you might go and like, I don't know who Mother Azalea is, but look and see if she's my kind of people. So I'll click on her and you kind of follow the rabbit trail. Let's see. Let's see if she's in the US, because you do have to be, where is this? Let's just click it and make sure, because it's really cool, because on Instagram you can click the well, at least on the phone you can. Oh, there we go. Lake Shasta Caverns. Let's see if it'll zoom out on the map for me. I don't know where this is, so we're going to see. I don't know where this is. So you might just make sure that it's in the US. On your phone, you can like zoom in and out of the map, but for whatever reason, it's not letting me zoom out of the map here. But anyways, so that allows you to start searching geotags for other people who are posting stuff that you like. But one of the things you can do, and this is what I was going to show you guys, is you can follow hashtags. So one of the hashtags I follow, just because I enjoy it, is hashtag Hawaii, because I want to know more things about Hawaii. I find all kinds of things using this hashtag save. So the thing is, with the hashtags, you can save them. And that way, when someone uses the hashtag Hawaii, I wouldn't recommend doing this unless like you want to get a lot of things on Hawaii. Okay, it's not pulling up. I don't know why it's being so slow, you guys. I'm sorry. But you can, we'll do it on my phone really quick. You can hashtag Hawaii. And then once you search it there, I'll stop share really quick so you can see it. So once you search it there, you can click it here. And underneath of how many people have the post of that, it'll say, do you want to follow this hashtag? and you can click yes. And that way, when someone uses the hashtag Hawaii, it will come up into your feed and you can kind of follow the rabbit trail from there. This is part of how I build my network. And guys, if you need to do this in a way where you just set a timer for 20 minutes and you do this for 20 minutes, great. If you need to do it where you're like, all right, I'm going to reach out or I'm going to make 20 new connections today or whatever. But I would encourage you not to just blindly follow a rabbit trail for any extended period of time. Because what ends up happening is you dominate all of your income producing activities with this because this feels more fun. Whereas then you're not inviting, then you're not doing the things. Okay. That's what I wanted to say about that. Okay. Oh, of course, now it comes up. But anyways, so here you can follow this hashtag and it will show the people's posts in your feed, which is pretty cool. It's a new way to get other people to see you. You can also just, oh, we'll go into that next. So you're starting to do this. What's next? So on Facebook, like I said, your recently added list. So what I will do is I go to this list about once a week and I click on the person's name and I look at their Facebook story. If they have a Facebook story, I interact on their posts. If they have their posts, I ask them a question. I get to know them as a person. So I do that again about once a week on here on Facebook. And Instagram, what I like to do is put them in a new connections collection. So let's see. All right. So like this one, maybe, I don't know. Hold on, let me find one that's really good. I guess it really doesn't matter. But so here's the jujitsu post, right? So you can click this saved thing and then click save to collection. If you don't already have a collection, you can start a collection called New Connections. And so you would add them there. And so once they're in there, when it's time for you to do the part of your business activity tracker that talks about reaching out to new people, you're going to use that as your list. So it's going to be like that's where you reach out to those connections from, is from that list, from that group of connections, or collect that collection of connections, and from your recently added list on Facebook. So here's the deal. I wanted to share this with you guys. Do not send them a message inviting them to your boot camp right away. That's tacky and gross and nobody likes that. So I would encourage you to just make the connection. So if you're on Instagram, one of the things you can do is like 3 of their photos. You can comment on their photo and you can compliment them genuinely. I watch their stories. I like to react to their stories. And a lot of times I try to find something that I can ask a question about. So I try to find, like, where I've never seen that snack before. Where did you get that? Is that from, your last Costco haul? I saw, like, show genuine interest in the other person. And that's one of the things that I think people get tripped up on, is they're like, I don't know how to show genuine interest in another person when I am not initiating the conversation because our initial connection was organic, if that makes sense. Like, you are intentionally expanding your network and now you've got to make a genuine connection. And I know that can be uncomfortable sometimes, but that's really where you're going to start forming these relationships with people that end up with them watching your stories, with them, with you having the authority to get in there and invite them to your thing. So if you just barely get to know them, don't invite them. That's my main thing, is I don't want you to kill the connection before you even get started. So, okay. So that's pretty much all I had to say about expanding your network. I would do it, 5-10 minutes a day. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. The other thing I will tell you is, don't think that network is going to expand hugely all of the sudden. To me, this is something that takes time, it takes diligence, and you just keep going and doing it. And don't go into it with the expectation that they will immediately start, asking you about your boot camp. Just start forming that connection and that relationship with them. So that is all I had to say for tonight. We're kind of early. I know the internet has been crappy, so I'm really sorry if the content has been difficult to follow or if you've, struggled to keep up with all of this. But is there any questions, Amanda or Paige? Y'all are the ones still left on the call. Is there any questions about expanding your network or anything else for that matter? You can just take yourself off mute.
Am I the only one left?
I know. Small call.
No, it was cutting in and out, but then I thought it was me on the drive home, but then it happened when I got home too.
I think it's my internet's crappy today for some reason.
So I think where I fall short is like I expand and add, and then I forget to like reach out and connect, like go to their page, and mostly on Instagram. So are you just keeping a list and then going once a week to these people's pages and stories, or?
So that's what I was saying when I was talking about the collection. So right here, when I save them to that collection, then I go back to that collection probably every other day. Oh my gosh, this internet. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Am I frozen again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just add them to the collection so I can go back to my collections and reach out.
Yeah, and I go back to my collection about every other day. And I take people out of the collection if I decide I don't like them. I say like them, but like if I decide like they're not my people, I just take them out of the collection and I stop following on that end. It doesn't mean that I'm not following them as an Instagram person, but I'm not expending my energy making a connection with somebody that like really isn't my people. But,
right.
Does that help?
That's a better way than, I just feel like sometimes I get not intimidated, but overwhelmed with writing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't write.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I mean, I write lists, but my lists are typical. I really don't keep people on a list until they are a genuine prospect that I know, like, I want to make, headway with. Oh, crap. I'm still cutting out. I'm so sorry. Well, we can end early, so I'm sorry. I don't know what the deal is with the internet tonight, but thank you guys for coming and putting up with the cutting in and out. So, all right. Well, we can end the call unless Paige, did you have any questions about this?
I think my only thing is that, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Better, yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay. I think my only thing is with like following, unfollowing, it's like on Facebook, it makes sense to like look at who your friends are and follow them and like expand your network that way. I just have trouble with like on Instagram specifically, just following people for the heck of it. Not for the heck of it. Like even if they're people that like I want to follow, because I feel like I have to either unfollow them eventually if like there's no interaction, or you know what I mean? I feel like there has to be some kind of like follow up with that. Do you think that, because what I like to do is I like to find people like on accounts that I like, look at who's liked their posts and then do the comment and watch their stories and like that kind of thing. Do you think that'd be fine to do and just not follow them and see if that interaction like maybe has them follow you, or if they interact, then follow them?
You can. I don't know if you've watched the part of Brock's, the Insta Club Hub where he talks about like the old adage of like follow, unfollow doesn't work. But also
Right.
like we
Right.
get so wrapped up in, oh my God, I don't want to look like I follow too many people. You're a brand new business owner. You're going to follow more people than follow you. And so that's what he talks a lot about that. I don't worry about unfollowing if they like, I follow a lot of people. And I only unfollow if you come across my, we'll call it a news feed, but like my feed. And like, I'm like, oh no, that's definitely not my person. I unfollow you at that point.
Right.
But I loved when he was talking about, and it really reinforced a lot for me that it really doesn't matter when your numbers are super low. Like, it really doesn't matter how many people you follow. And it
Right.
gets a
Yeah, I
little
did. I
wonky
really
when
like that part of his too.
it gets a little wonky when you're like at 200 and you're following 8,000, but you're not. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's more a mental thing than it is.
I just didn't know, because I feel like if I'm gonna sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I'm gonna keep talking anyway because we keep like cutting out.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, I agree with you. I did see that part of his training. I feel like if I'm not gonna unfollow people, which I don't want to go through and unfollow people, I feel like that's stupid. I also don't just want to be following tons and like insanely amounts of people either for, I don't know if it matters. I like that perspective. It doesn't really matter. Just stop thinking so much about it.
Well, and two, my recommendation is, and I know you're not going to like this, don't be extreme in this. Quit trying to do it for 100 and 200 and 300 people. Do 20 and then go back and do income producing activities. This is not an income producing activity. And again, where people get tripped up is they act like this is an income producing activity. So they devote all this time to this, and it isn't going to make you $1. The relationship is what gets you to the point of sale, not follow, unfollow, like, comment. Like, that's all just expansion of network.
Right.
So you won't have 1,000 if you don't do 1,000. Try doing 20, Yeah. And like I said at the end, I don't know if I was cutting out or whatever, but like the expectation that this is going to happen super rapidly is wrong. Like it doesn't typically happen massively. It happens because you've been diligent over time, and everybody just wants to skip that part. Like, oh, I don't want to have to do it for a long time. I just want it all to happen quick. And I'm like, well, that's not how a long-term business is built. Your network can expand rapidly, but that typically happens because of something else, not because of this. It typically happens because of a viral post, or you get in some kind of follow loop for a giveaway or something like that. Those are the things that rapidly expand a network, versus this is just daily, small increments. But what daily small increments has gotten me to 2,600 followers on Facebook. It's gotten me to 8, I will say, like, I paid a service, but I still had over 3,000 before I paid a service. So, I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully that's helpful.
it is.
Of course, now at the end of the call, it's not cutting out anymore.
Let's redo it. No. I'm joking.
Did you say let's redo it?
I'm ready now. No.
I love you. You're the best. What was I gonna say? I think that's probably it. So, I know, Amanda, you had brought this up, and I'll, just in case people are watching the recording till this point, I imagine they probably aren't, but just in case they are, on the 14th of March is daylight savings time. And so our call time will be changing for everyone who is not in Hawaii. So just so you know.
We changed to 8, back to 8, like our normal.
Yours will be at 8, East Coast 9 p.m. Eastern. So. Tis what it is. But ours doesn't change, Paige. Ours is 3.
Cool.
Yes, ma'am. All right, you guys. Well, I will talk to
Okay.
everyone.
Hey, see you tomorrow,
Bye.
Paige.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.